morning. Happy Monday. It is 8:23 and I am just about to have breakfast. It is my standard workday breakfast, a cup of tea with a splash of milk with my Grumpy Cat mug and a half a cup of oats, 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Yeah, this is it. It is 3:45 in the afternoon on Monday and I'm about to sit down and have dinner. So I have a cup of tea steeping. I've got a bunch of mixed veggies. They look kind of weird because I put one of those blocks of frozen spinach in there as well, and once it breaks up it coats everything and it just kind of makes them look, well, like that. But they taste fine, I promise. And 6 pierogies, and I don't have it measured yet, but I do have it pre-pointed out. I'm gonna have 2 tablespoons of sour cream to go with them. The color of the pierogies, I was gonna pretend that I did this on purpose, but I didn't. See, I always cook the vegetables first, and I decided to put some of the sriracha powder on them, and I accidentally slipped and put way too much. So then there was quite a lot of it just sort of coating the pan, and then when I took the veggies out and put the pierogies in and added a bit of water and put the lid on to steam them, what was sort of coating the pan then became one with the pierogies. So I think everything is going to taste roughly the same, and that is going to taste like sriracha. And yeah, we're gonna see just how potentially spicy this meal might be. It's 10:50 in the evening on Monday and I'm about to have a very late in the evening snack. My computer, I stupidly closed it while I went to go and shower and do some other stuff, stopping it from processing some video clips so that I could actually put together one of my videos for this channel. So now I want to leave it open for a while to process through some more of them, but not completely overnight. So I'm going to sit up with it while it does its thing, and I thought while it's doing its thing I will have a snack since I am hungry. Now normally I would be going to bed soon enough that I would just be like, nah, we're not going to do the snack, but why not, I guess? I don't know. So I have some decaf tea. The bag is still in there because decaf takes forever to fully get good. Oh my god, steep. The word is steep. Eesh. It takes forever to steep. Clearly I'm tired. And I have some Greek yogurt, 0% milk fat, so 0 points, with 1 tablespoon of hot chocolate mix, like the powder. And then I have a banana sliced up. It's not quite the whole banana because I may have eaten some of it because I have a weakness for bananas, but you know, entirely I have eaten it, just not all in the bowl. And then the other side has some of the frozen dark cherries. I don't know why I forgot that I like to put bananas with the Greek yogurt. All this time I've been doing it with the cherries, but it's also very good with other fruit. So I've mixed them today. So this will be my evening snack while I wait for the computer to do some stuff and then to bed. It is 8:17 on Tuesday morning and I'm about to have breakfast. I have a cup of tea with a splash of milk in it, half a cup of oats with 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. No surprises. It's 3 o'clock on Tuesday and this is my kind of randomly put together dinner. I have a cup of tea as always. This was something that I had made and then frozen in portions. So it's lean ground beef with a bunch of vegetables mixed in. So what was mixed in with it was the black olives, the corn, some green olives, I think, some jalapenos. I don't know. It was like a Tex-Mex kind of a thing. And then I added in, when I toss it into the pan, some frozen green and yellow beans and the bigger chunks of carrot there, just to kind of amp it up a little bit with more veggies. And then I put a side salad with it. I promise there are more vegetables in there. They're just sunk to the bottom. It's not just a bowl of lettuce. There's not as many vegetables in there as I might have done if I'd been a bit more prepared for this little side salad, but still, it's fine. It's veggies and veggies are our friend. And then I also did some toast because I wanted toast, so I put the bread in the toaster, and then I remembered about the salad, and so once I got it all put together, I realized that perhaps I have made too much, but it is what it is, and I'm gonna eat it because I'm not gonna waste the food. So this is my dinner. I have to eat it pretty quickly because I have to get to physio. The whole reason I picked it was because it was something I could just, like, for all of that part, just toss into a pan and heat up while I was doing other stuff, getting ready, because I needed something I could just really quickly throw together, and this is what I came up with. It's 11 in the evening on Tuesday and I'm about to have a snack. So I have a cup of decaf tea that is steeping and some 0% milk fat Greek yogurt with peaches diced on top. You may or may not recall in the last grocery haul, I don't know. I know I did a video where I mentioned the peaches. I don't know if it's up yet or not, but I bought 2 peaches and I made some sort of a comment about one of them was a little bit soft already. It got like a bit banged up on the drive home, so I was gonna have to eat it that night. Totally didn't. I put them over with a fruit bowl, which means I completely forgot that they existed, and I just remembered them tonight. So one of them, I lost about half the peach, and the rest I sort of had to cut around like some bruises and whatnot. So I wanted to eat them tonight because they were on my mind and I just didn't want to lose them completely. And I thought, what better way than to put them on top of some Greek yogurt? So yeah, peaches, Greek yogurt, decaf tea. Good morning. It's about 11:30 in the morning on Wednesday and I'm running a little bit late. I have to go out to do an errand and I wanted to eat before I went. So I decided to go with my regular workday breakfast just because it's nice and fast and it fills you up for a long time. So I have half a cup of oats, 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, and over there I have a cup of tea brewing that I will add a splash of milk into. It's 4:20 in the afternoon and I'm home and I'm starving way more than what the activity I was doing warrants. So I don't know if it's just because I was outside in the cold for a really long time and maybe my body is just like pretending to be hungry so that I'll eat something warm so that it can heat up from the inside. Is that like a thing? I feel like that's a thing, but I don't know. Anyways, I'm starving. On the way home, well, on the way back to my car, so when I was still outside in the cold, I stopped at a coffee shop at, is their name on there? Yeah, JJ Bean. And I was stopping because I wanted a hot drink. So I got a London Fog, which is not good. Normally I like London Fogs, and I don't really know how to explain because I know that I can't taste things properly, not the way that you taste things. So I can't really explain why I can get a London Fog one day and it's fine, and other days it doesn't taste good. Like it just doesn't, but not in the same way that you taste. So I don't know if this would be okay for somebody else and it's just me, or if there's something different about how they make them, but I'm not enjoying it. I got it in a small size and part of me is like, you spent money on that, you should drink that, like everything is so expensive, but I don't like it. And I think, like, I don't actually know how they make London Fogs, but I think there's more milk in them than in like a regular tea, which means there's more points in this, even though it is like a tiny one. And why would I want to drink something that has points that I'm not enjoying? So I've decided to not finish it. I've only had a couple sips out of it and it's not doing anything for me. This, however, was not on the agenda. It is a double baked chocolate almond croissant, I think it is, if I remember that. It's a really long name. And yeah, I totally bought it on an impulse purchase at the same coffee shop. So I'm going to eat this, even though like I'm hungry enough that I want like a full-on meal. And in the past, whereas if I was super hungry, I would look at this and be like, yes, excellent choice. I'm sort of like, no, man, I want like some protein and some veggies, but like it's a weird time of day and I'm trying to remember when I had my breakfast, and I think I can actually go longer in between meals and I want to enjoy this. So I'm gonna eat this randomly gotten treat and hopefully enjoy it. I think there should be like a nice good texture and crunch there, so I think it'll be good. And then I'm gonna have to guesstimate the points, and I'm roughly guesstimating 1,000,000. So then dinner tonight will be probably veggies and tofu, which is totally fine because I like veggies and tofu. And it's just, you know, you have to compensate. So if you have something, whether planned or not, that's out of the blue, that's some, you know, kind of ridiculous like this with who knows how many points, then you just compensate the rest of the day to kind of make up for it, which is what I will do. And then I switched out my mugs into one of my big ones. It's Eeyore and he's so cute because the mug I had earlier for my morning cup of tea, it was a small one because I didn't have a lot of time and I just wanted a small cup of tea, but we are home now. I say we. That's like the royal we. There's only me. I am home now and I'm freezing because I have not yet warmed up. And so it's a big cup of tea kind of a mood right now. So a nice big cup of tea, crazy decadent almond chocolate croissant type of a deal. And I'm gonna go and cuddle with the cat and watch something on Netflix while my first load of laundry goes. So it's 11 at night on Wednesday. I had to think about that for a second. I did not eat dinner. I didn't mean to not eat dinner after I ate that amazing croissant, which, oh, so amazing. It actually filled me up, which surprised me because I really thought that because it's kind of empty calories, I'd be hungry really soon. And I wasn't. So I just, was busy doing things. And then I kind of was like, oh, I'm hungry, but I need to wait till I finish this task that I'm doing. And then by the time I was done, I was actually more like nauseous than hungry. So I was like, oh, maybe I wasn't hungry. And then like throughout the evening, I was sort of bouncing back and forth in between like hungry, not hungry, hungry, not feeling well. And so I didn't want to cook and eat something if I wasn't feeling well. But then when I was hungry, I'm like, but I'm hungry, but I don't want to cook. But I don't know. It was just a weird evening. So yeah, I kept thinking like, I'll eat in a little bit, and then all of a sudden it was like 10 at night, and I'm like, oops. So I showered, and I was gonna go to bed without eating anything because I counted the croissant as 2 croissants, so 18 points, because it's really a guess. And I was like, well, that is really like, that puts me over my points for the day when I add that to the breakfast. So, I'm kind of done, but like, no, that's not really how it's meant to go. You're supposed to like utilize your 0-point foods, and that's why I was gonna do the tofu and veggies for dinner, and then I ended up not making it. So I have not had like a nutritionally solid day today, which isn't gonna set me up for necessarily a good day of energy tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, like, I know this, and yet I still did it to myself. So anyways, all of that rambling to get to, I decided I should have a snack before I go to bed. But at this point, it's way too late to be cooking an actual meal or eating something that large. So instead, I decided to do toast, which I know isn't smart because that croissant was, I don't know how many carbs. And even though in Weight Watchers, you're not really doing like your macros, I do try to be careful with how many carbs I eat and in what form I'm getting my carbs. So the carbs that are naturally occurring in my vegetables, totally fine. I don't even pay attention to them. Like they're there, they're fine. If I was tracking macros, I'd have to pay attention to them, but I'm not. But carbs that come from like potato, rice, bread type products, things like that, I try to be careful. So like that croissant, really because of the size of it, should have been it for like those really obvious carb type foods today. But I needed a snack, and my go-to is always toast. It just is, I can't help it. So I'm trying to not offset it, because I mean, it's not like by eating the banana, it's taking away from anything in the bread. But I figure I do need to get some fruit in me today, because I've had no fruit or vegetable all day. That's very unlike me. So I'm gonna have the banana for 0 points, the toast. This is different bread than what I've been pointing since I started back at Weight Watchers, so I'm gonna have to scan it to get the points. I'm assuming it's 5 points for the 2 pieces, and some decaf tea, and some water. I'm going to drink lots of water because I think I'm a little bit dehydrated today. I don't know, it's just been a day. But this is it for what is going in my tummy. So yeah, have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. It is 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, although it's really kind of Friday. I mean, it's not actually Friday as in like it's the day Friday, but it feels like Friday because tomorrow is a stat holiday. So yay, last work day of the week. I'm doing my normal breakfast of tea with a splash of milk, half a cup of oats with 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter. I'm super late eating today, not by choice. I got a work phone call about the insurance stuff from my car accident that I had to take, and it took like a good 45 minutes, and she called like right as the kettle was boiling and I was about to make both of these. So thankfully she didn't call after I'd poured the water. But yeah, it's definitely set me behind, and I'll be scrambling to catch up with work for the rest of the day, but whatever. Oatmeal will be in my tummy soon. The grumbling will stop. It will be glorious. It's 3 o'clock on Thursday, and I'm about to have lunch. It doesn't look good, and I just said lunch, but I mean dinner. Sorry. It doesn't look like super appealing, but I hope it's going to be okay. I accidentally spilled out way more vegetables than I intended to when I was pouring the veggies into the pan. So there's so many in there. And this is after I've kind of picked at some of them, that I was leery about putting the tofu on top because I thought it would just spill out, since some of the veggies spilled out. So I put the tofu in a teriyaki sauce just in its own little container, just to kind of save it from falling out of the bowl. So yeah, tofu in a teriyaki sauce, a whole whack load of vegetables, and a cup of tea. So that's my dinner. I have some time before I have to go out this evening, so I may have a snack again before I go. I really wanted to add like toast or something to this, but I don't know. I'm gonna wait, eat this, give it some time to settle, and then see if I actually need the toast or if I just want it because I love bread. It's 6:11 in the evening on Thursday. I have something caught in my throat and I keep coughing, so hopefully I can get through this. I have a cup of tea with a splash of milk in it and 2 pieces of toast for 5 points. I'm gonna eat this really quick, let the tea cool a bit while I get ready to go, and then potentially put it in a travel mug to drink en route when I'm going out. Yeah, I have like quite a few points left for today because tofu 0 points, vegetables 0 points, my teriyaki sauce was low in points, and then I had my oatmeal, my regular oatmeal dish for breakfast. So I definitely have the points for the toast, and since toast is one of my favorite foods, I thought I would have some before going out into the cold, rainy day. Well, night, cold, rainy night. It's almost 10:50 in the evening on Thursday, and I am home and about to have a snack. So I have some Greek yogurt and some frozen cherries, and then it's like a 3/4 of a cup of hot chocolate in my cute little cat mug, because why not? And I'm very tempted to add banana to the cherries because I really liked that combination last time with the cherries and the banana with the Greek yogurt. But I think like I didn't put that much Greek yogurt in the bowl, and I think if I add a banana, my ratio of fruit to yogurt will be kind of off, and I don't know. I don't want to add more yogurt to it because it is kind of late at night, so I don't want to be eating anything like too big, which is why I'm using some of my points in a hot chocolate. I mean, one, I wanted the hot chocolate because it's cozy and I'm cold, but also like I try to not drink my points, but when I have a whole bunch of points left at the end of the day and I want to use some of them up, a drink is a great way to do it, in my opinion. Maybe not for you, but it works for me. It's 4 p.m. on Friday and I'm finally getting around to eating. I slept in. I had a really bad headache when I woke up this morning and just decided to ignore the alarm and let my body rest. I think I did a little bit too much last night. So I slept until, well, I was like on and off sleeping until I want to say like noon, and then I just kind of like stayed in bed resting but not sleeping until like 1:30. I know, I'm very lazy, I know. And then when I get up, even when I sleep in really late, I can't eat right when I get up. Like I just can't do it. I don't know how people do it. So I made a cup of tea and I just sort of like chilled for a little bit. And now I've decided that I want to eat something. I have not pre-pointed this at all because I just haven't, which is a little bit unusual. Usually I have an idea of how many points I'm about to put into my body, but not this time. So I have 2 pieces of toast. I know that those are 5 points. And then I have 2 eggs. Sorry, that's the door alarm. I have 2 eggs. Those are 0 points. Now you can't see it, but on each piece of toast is half a piece of a cheese slice. I was going to put 1 cheese slice on each piece of bread. I wasn't purposely trying to be stingy with it, but the bread, like the height of it is not as big as like the cheese slice. Like the cheese slice would have gone over on each one, and I didn't want it to, so I just put it in half. And then on one of them, I have some of the maple baked beans. There were too many to put on 1 piece of toast, and I didn't want them on both, so I just have the leftover right there. And yeah, so toast, cheese, 1 with baked beans, 1 with not, eggs, and then the one without the baked beans has some Kewpie mayo on it. It's a lot happening. I feel like it's a lot happening. And then of course I have another cup of tea. It's brewing. I will put some milk in it in just a second. So yes, that is my breakfast and lunch, I suppose, of the day. I don't know, my eating times are so off today. I don't know when I'm gonna do dinner. It's 10:13 at night on Friday. I was on the phone with my mom for like a little over 4 hours, so I'm eating a little later than I had intended to. But to be fair, I ate my first meal so late in the day, I didn't really start feeling any hunger until about roughly an hour ago. So I don't think I would have eaten much earlier if we hadn't been on the phone. So I have pierogies, which I have unfortunately burned. I tried steaming them again like I did the other day for the first time, and that worked out perfectly that time. This time, not so much. I haven't measured it out yet, but I will be putting some sour cream with it. I'm going to be going over my points today by a little bit. So I had 10 points left over after my meal earlier today. That pointed out at 13. And so yeah, 10 left. The pierogies themselves are 9. and the sour cream, I think it comes out to 2 or 3, something like that. So I'll be like a little bit over, but that's fine because this is going to be the last thing that I eat today. And I have paired with it a cup of tea that I will splash the milk into in just a minute. Good morning. It is 7:17 on Sunday of the long weekend, and I'm running not late, but not on time either, if that makes sense. So I am meeting up with my brother who's visiting from out of town, and we have an early morning touristy thing that he wants to do. So I need to be out of the house relatively soon to go pick him up from his hotel. And I just decided to go for kind of my workday breakfast because it's nice and easy, and I don't know when I'm actually going to get the next opportunity to eat. So it's a half a cup of oats, 2 tablespoons of powdered peanut butter, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. I do not have my morning cup of tea. I have no caffeine in me currently, which makes for a very, very sad human. I'm gonna take a bottle of water with me in the car. He's gonna meet me with Starbucks, so I'm kind of holding out for that because where we're going, it's a bird sanctuary, and I don't know if there'll be washrooms, and it's like an hour drive after I pick him up, and it's like a half an hour to get to him. So I don't want too much fluid in me, which means I am foregoing my morning cup of tea, which is circling back to sad human. Very sad human, because it is early morning on a long weekend and I have no caffeine in me. This should be illegal, absolutely illegal. And I really hope that this like touristy thing is, well, it'll be worth it because I'll get to hang out with my brother, and I never get to hang out with my brother. So I mean, honestly, we could have done anything and I'd be happy, but oh man, caffeine, I feel like it's going to be a day of hunting it down. But for now, I will start with the oatmeal and have water and pretend that I'm totally happily fine being a non-caffeinated human at 7:20 in the morning. It is 8:12 in the evening on Sunday, and I'm eating the leftover pad thai from the dinner that I had last night when I was out with a friend. I was really on the fence about what to have. I fell asleep when I got home from my outing with my brother, and I've been like on and off napping just at, the exhaustion is real, my friends. So when I finally woke up enough to be like, I really should eat something because I'm hungry, I was like, I have no energy though, like no desire to cook something. I have no gumption at all. And was trying to figure out what to have because I had sort of been thinking maybe don't eat the leftovers today since I'd eaten so much food in a restaurant yesterday, and I ate out lunch with my brother today, and tomorrow was weigh-in. So I'm kind of like, I don't know what's in this, if there's a lot of salt, if there's a lot of anything that, I mean, the weigh-in, I'm not anticipating great things because of like 2 days of restaurant food. But yeah, I was, part of me was sort of like just have something really simple. But I couldn't think of anything. My brain was just like not firing yet. So I decided I have the leftovers, just eat the leftovers, get them done and out of the kitchen. And then tomorrow we're just gonna start fresh with like back to like our healthy eating routine. And I have that rotisserie chicken that I still need to pull all the meat off and everything. So it'll be fine. Starting tomorrow, we're gonna be fine. But today is apparently one last indulgence of the pad thai. There's chicken in there. And the peanuts, I warmed up everything all together that was in the box except for the lime wedge, which I then, once this was in the bowl, I squeezed the lime on top of. So that will be the dinner, and I have a cup of tea that is brewing. I will pair with it, and then we are done with the restaurant food for a little bit.